What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? Making sure we live and everything is what it's supposed to be. Okay, look like everything looking good. All right, all right. So I had a couple people that wanted to go on this thing. Send me some links out. See who want to join me for this live. I won't be here all night. If you tuned in, let me know you tuned in, y'all. Y'all can come in and say a word or two. So, why my sister tell me she want to join this live, y'all? Y'all don't want me to get my sister on this live. Y'all don't want me to get my sister on this live. Let me invite a couple people, y'all. Bear with me 1 second. I want to make sure I send this link out and invite me a couple people to this live, y'all. I was supposed to start at 7, and then I wanted to start at 8, but I had to take my oldest to football practice, and they said it would be over at 7:30, so I didn't want to start at 7. And then I get there, and it definitely wasn't over at 7:30. So I'm sending out the link to a couple people that said they wanted to join. Whoever pop up, everybody gonna join. None of my friends beefing, so we not dealing with no craziness. Everybody in good spirits, and that's the best way to have it. Everything is good on my end. So I had a bit of a rough couple of months. Uh, I'm in my final semester of my MBA program, and I don't see who would say what's up to me. Let me go on here and see who comment, y'all. If you comment, I can't see everybody that's commenting. It's probably Facebook user. I'm definitely feeling a little better, y'all. I'm feeling a little better. I'm not 100%. I'm maybe about 85, 90%. But I went, I hadn't shaved in like 4, 5 days. So I shaved up, cleaned up. I came on here to talk to y'all. I still got homework due tonight. So I'm gonna get on there and get my homework done. But um, I'm feeling good enough to do this live because I feel like the people need to hear this, y'all. We all need some form of motivation, and I try to talk to enough people to where I feel like I am doing my service as a speaker, as a motivation for people. Now, some people they are beyond motivation. Some people already gave up. They just haven't said it, and I don't even want to deal with those people. Nobody is going to talk me out of my positivity. Nobody. When I say nobody, I mean nobody. I am not letting anybody with a negative mindset come along and tell me anything about life because I've seen the bottom of life. I've seen everything that life has to offer except death. I've literally seen everything that life has to offer except death. Even when I was fighting death, about 12 years ago, I had pneumonia. I had pneumonia in both lungs and I was down bad. If it's people on here that was around in, I was in the hospital for maybe like 8 days. When I say I was doing bad, y'all, like it was doctors coming in, they didn't know how I was gonna make it. And I was getting visits all day, like it was scary. And that was the closest I've ever been to feeling like what death feels like. I've had real bad asthma attacks before. If you can hear my voice now, I even if you listen to my raps before I had pneumonia and you listen to my raps after, you can hear even in the inflection in my voice, the difference in my breathing and everything. So it was very, very bad, y'all. And I just thank God that I made it out of there, y'all. You know what I'm saying? But even in that, y'all, if anybody that was around and I was getting all these visits and they was calling my room the party room because I was getting all these visits. It was crazy. But they didn't realize like people thought I was out of there. So people was coming to see me like, bro, we love you, bro. Like it was bad, y'all. Like they thought I had AIDS. It was so crazy because I'm in there, I'm so in shape and like pneumonia was like kicking my ass. Like I was down so bad that they was giving me like all kind of tests and all kind of stuff. And they was like, man, we think you man, your immune system might be compromised. We going and I'm like, I am kind of freaky. I've been around the block a little bit. I wasn't always protected. So I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and get these tests done because y'all know better than me. And these tests came back negative, thank God. Um, but that's the closest I ever been to death. If people around and still around, they remember I came home with a pick line. I had a pick line for about a month, maybe 3 weeks. It was crazy, y'all. Like pneumonia had me like messed up. And I had to give myself an IV for like 3 weeks. That's what a pick line is. That's a scary thing. I was so positive. I'm just telling you. So when I hear people so negative, I don't want to hear that. Like I don't want to hear about what you're going through unless you're talking about how you going to get through it. Trust me, people have overcame worse. People have definitely overcame worse. And if my sister on this live, she know. Listen, I've been through it. I've been through it. Like I said, bro, I've seen the bottom of what life has to offer. I sat in the county fighting for my life for a year, and I ended up with 9 years. I had to do 9 years, and I had only been free about 18 years. You see what I'm saying? And then I turned around and had to go back and leave my kids for 4 years. I understand what being against the odds and being um uh fighting up a hill mean. It's all mindset. It's all mindset. So every time y'all hear me talk, and these are real books behind me, y'all. These a bunch of real books and a bunch of good information. I haven't read every single book because I haven't gotten in the habit of buying books when I see them on sale. But I understand that it's all about mindset. And your mindset is very sensitive. So your mindset could be changed based on something you watch, something you listen to, something you read. And if you are not cultivating a successful mindset, then you are setting yourself up for failure. And a lot of people are doing this without even realizing that they're doing this. They feel like, oh, I'm just having fun, or I'm just having a good time, or I'm just entertaining my friends, or I'm being entertained. Like, if you are not protecting your peace by all means necessary, then you will allow anything into your space. And once you do that, you are at risk for setting yourself up for all type of negative thoughts, and those negative thoughts turn into negative actions, and your negative actions turn into negative habits, and you know how that goes. So when you are an entrepreneur and you start to grow as an entrepreneur, when I say grow, I don't just mean your business start to make money. I mean you start to understand what you're doing as a business, because you can read all the books in the world and no books could prepare you for real entrepreneurship, because nobody has the exact experience that you have in entrepreneurship. I just got off the phone with an entrepreneur and she braids hair and she has other things going on. And we spoke about some things that didn't work out for her and some things that hadn't worked out for me recently. And nowhere in that conversation, it was about maybe 20 minutes, nowhere in that conversation was it an inkling of giving up, or was it an inkling of maybe I should do something else. It was literally all positivity. And a lot of y'all bring negativity to every conversation, and you wonder why people don't want to kick it. So even when a conversation starts off really good, you come in and you bring something negative into that conversation. Girl, guess what happened to Keisha? Girl, such and such, such. Did you see? And that's okay for a second if there's some type of lesson from it. So even me, I crack jokes and I say a little something, but I'm never leaning on negativity about anything or anyone. Any conversation, you could say, man, dog, that's crazy. And that's it. That's it. I may talk to one of my friends and we may, man, have you heard from such and such? Yeah, man, I heard he doing pretty bad. Okay, man, dang, that's crazy. And it's time to move on. We are not resting on negativity. We are not leaning on negativity, and we are not harping on anything negative that goes on in our life. None of my friends are, man, this going on, man, such and such, man, this and that. Listen, bro, that's gonna be the last time I answer that phone. Trust me. Trust me. I don't want to hear it, bro. Unless you are talking about getting out of it. Man, I'm going through something right now. This is what I'm planning on doing. What you think? All right, bro. That sounds like a good idea. Have you thought about this? Yeah. Okay. Well, what would you need to get to this point? Listen, if you're not coming with some type of result, if you're not coming to figure something out, nobody want to hear about your mess. Nobody. And that's as real as any type of life get. Nobody wants to hear about that because the more you cultivate all this negativity, the more you get nothing. You'll get nothing. Nothing positive is coming from that negativity. Nothing. So um when you are watching these celebrities like fall apart, right? So right now it's a whole Diddy situation. It's all this stuff going on with Diddy. They raided his house, all of that. And I'm watching them strip us of our culture. Like you're watching Diddy and you're thinking, something happened to Diddy. I'm literally watching people, they're stripping us of our whole culture, right? They're stripping us of our culture and we're not even paying attention to it because we're caught up in whatever story that they're giving us. I'm not saying Diddy innocent or guilty. I don't know that, man. All I'm saying is they're stripping us of our whole culture. They stripped us of Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is a child molester. Michael Jackson was found guilty of nothing. The one time he decided, look, man, I'm tired of y'all. He was found not guilty. He was found not guilty. So, and I'm pretty sure if Michael Jackson would have lived longer, they would have found new charges to bring up. They got these kids that's grown. They had people that was like 40 something years old saying that Michael Jackson molested them 30 years ago, and there was no proof of that. I'm just saying the way that they attack us in our culture is so crazy. And for us to not understand what's going on is even crazier, right? It's so crazy because R. Kelly is the king of R&B. Puffy may be the king of hip hop and R&B. Could be. Puffy is responsible for a lot of stuff, like a whole lot of stuff, right? And so they're stripping us of our culture inch by inch by inch. Now, you look at some of the stories about even they just tried it with Russell Simmons. This is Def Jam. Russell Simmons, they strip us of our culture. Now, could Russell Simmons be a womanizer? Maybe. I think they a little freaky. Just to be honest, I'm saying Kamora Lee was barely grown. It's situations that is like, okay, where there's smoke is probably fire. You see what I'm saying? I'm not taking up for anybody. That's not what I'm doing. But Bill Cosby, like this is who showed us what a good dad was. Like not a struggling dad. When you look at Good Times, you got this guy that they don't know what to do, man. Everything is up against the wall. We don't know how we gonna pay the bills, everything. And then you look at Bill Cosby and it's all together. They got a happy family, kids going to college. It was other situations, it was real situations sometimes too. But kids going to college, it's a healthy family situation, a successful husband, successful wife. And this is America's dad. And they stripped us of our culture. Bill Cosby became a joke. R. Kelly became a joke. Now Puffy is a joke, right? It's just something to think about. So I only wanted to say that to speak on the negativity that's going on right now. So that's in everybody conversation. I don't want to talk about Puffy. I don't want nobody calling me and ask me what I think about Puffy. I don't I don't know Puffy. I don't know anything about Puffy other than music. I don't know, right? But anything to take you away from your stride, anything to take you off of your path, and we let it. We let it. So the people that's going to be successful will be the people who see things like that. Let's go. Let's talk business. I don't know who that is. So The people who are finding success will be the people that can deal with things like that and get over it, because it's all kind of things that can take your time. It's all kind of things that could could straddle your fence, or to make you feel like you're busy but you're not doing anything productive, right? You're not doing anything productive. Nothing is going on that could help benefit anybody, right? So the news and everything else, they throw all of this stuff at us. And if you're not in a position to get over that, right? If you're not in a position to get over that, then you are stuck. You're stuck, because it's always something to to give you something else to talk about, when you could be talking about your business. You can be talking to potential clients, right? So I wanted to talk about cultivating a successful mindset tonight. Once again, I won't be here extra long. Hopefully, some of the people that wanted to come on join me, y'all. I know I was supposed to start a little earlier, but I sent out links. If they join, they join. If anybody else want to join, let me know. I will be sure to send you a link. All you do is click the link. You could be on your phone. I just want entrepreneurs on here talking about their entrepreneurial journey, some of the things they went through, some of the things that they had to overcome to get to where they at. Sometimes we don't even understand how successful we are as entrepreneurs, because we have these very high and lofty goals, and we may not have reached that goal yet. So we don't understand the amount of success we already had. Listen, if you are an entrepreneur that's paying your bills from doing something that you love to do, something that you enjoy, something that you don't see as work, then you are successful in my eyes. If you are uh if you are growing in your entrepreneurship, so if last year you only had 10 clients and this year you got 25, you are doing great as an entrepreneur. Don't let anybody tell you anything different. And you see some of these people on different social media channels, they can make you feel like you less than, because they pump up everything that they do. And it could be a little intimidating, or sometimes even depressing, when you think about what you're doing, because they put all the sauce on it. We're not doing that here. I want to talk to entrepreneurs about what they going through and how they overcame whatever they went through, or whatever that they going through. Because entrepreneurship is a journey. It is not a destination. I don't care if you sell a business. If you are setting a business up to be sold, your job is never really done, because once you sell that business, you're probably looking for something else to get into, because an entrepreneurial mindset is not going to sit down somewhere. It's not. It's just, that's not the way that it works. So real entrepreneurs usually are serial entrepreneurs, because they're going to find something else to be entrepreneurial about. And the process is what they're um what they're made of. The process, the actual um figuring something out, failing, figuring that out, trying again, and soaking up all of these wins and losses to get better at something, to turn out uh successful on the other side, because that's what entrepreneurship is all about. I have people that ask me about business plans and things like that. Business plans are expensive, first of all, and second of all, most of the time you don't need a business plan. Business plans, as fast as you get a business plan done, it usually take me about 6 to 8 weeks to do a business plan. And as fast as you get a business plan done, something has changed. Something has changed as fast as you get it done. And especially a year later, if you shopping a business plan, you're going to have to get your business plan altered in probably every year, maybe every 6 months to a year, because something has changed. Software changes, expectation changes. It may be something that you put in your business plan that was very realistic at the time, and then something else happened, because it's just the way business is. So business plans are very non-static, meaning that they don't move like they should. I don't advise people to do business plans until it's needed for financing or something specific. And then you know what they're looking for, and you can go in there and tweak whatever you need to tweak to make sure it fit whatever the finance person or the investors or whatever looking for. But the entrepreneurial journey is more so about learning something, using it, seeing if it work or not, altering it, and getting back to doing it again and seeing what works and doesn't work. Until you understand that, it's pointless to keep spending a bunch of money doing this business plans and things like that, because any good business plan is going to cost you anywhere from 2,500 to $5,000. Anything less than that, you're not getting pretty much anything, because a business plan takes probably, man, probably 20 hours of work, 30 hours of work. Any consultant worth his weight in salt charge you that. So in the entrepreneurial journey, right, we deal with a lot of negativity, and I touched on that in the brief description that I put in there, and I touched on us dealing with negativity. So if I told you I'm gonna build this business, I'm gonna make $1 million next year, you probably thinking like, bro, how you gonna do that? But people did it, right? So it's a bunch of people that did it. It's a bunch of people that started a business and made $1 million. But unless a person has seen it, then you're talking to the wrong person. Because if you're talking to somebody that's never seen it, has never been close to it, has never witnessed the type of person to do it, they're only going to give you some type of negative energy. They're only going to, man, even if they tell you in your face, yeah, bro, you good, and ain't behind it, you know what I mean? So you have to be around the right type of people to cultivate a successful entrepreneurial mindset, because being around the wrong people, they give you all the wrong energy. And sometimes they're not even trying to give you the wrong energy. It's literally the only thing they know, because it's the only thing they seen. If you have family members who have never been entrepreneurs, when you tell them you dropping out of school to be an entrepreneur, they're gonna call you crazy, because they went to school for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years to go work for somebody, and they can't imagine you making more money than them, and you don't have the type of education they have. They have literally leaned on this education, right? And I say that with these degrees and certificates behind me. But I didn't get degrees and certificates to go work for somebody. That's definitely not what I did. So, in understanding entrepreneurship, I knew that it was things that I had a natural knack for, but I had no formal training. So I felt like I was either going to pay somebody to be a coach or mentor. And at the time, it was a bunch of fluff all over the internet, and I couldn't trust any of that. So I was either going to do that or I was going to go to school, and I decided to go to school, because I felt like if I was going to leave with a certificate, I wanted to leave with a certificate that was actually worth something than me paying somebody 20, 30, $40,000 for some program, and it just be a bunch of fluff. So right now, people are selling YouTube game, and what I mean by YouTube game is it's a lot of people that's calling themselves coaches and mentors or whatever, and they got all of this game from YouTube, or they got all of this game from social media, or they may have bought a course or whatever, and they selling it with no real understanding of how businesses work and no real understanding of how people work. And until you understand how people work and you know how to lead people, it's hard to be a coach, because if you don't understand how to lead people and lead a team, then you don't know how to coach a person to deal with whatever is causing them not to be at their greatest, right? Leadership is coaching. So when I started school, I thought I wanted to be uh like some kind of manager. Like I thought like, okay, I'll go to school and I'll learn how to manage my business. So when I went to school, they force you to take all these classes as part of the curriculum. And in school, I realized I wasn't so much caught up with managing a business. I was more caught up with managing people. I actually understood how to manage people. So when you're dealing with people, you're dealing with a whole different attitude. And some of this comes from me being in the streets and me having to deal with people at a certain level. And it may have came from me being, growing up in a gang and having a gang mentality about certain things. And it was my natural knack to be a leader. So in me being a leader and me going to school and getting some type of formal training, right? I actually understood. while a lot of my natural things, they went over to business. So this is giving me more of um a overview of everything that's going on. So if you're doing anything without some type of end in mind, like you're just going through the process, then you may need a coach. Because if you are procrastinating, you need somebody to hold you accountable, and that's a coach. And if a coach is offering you some type of program, like right now, I'm offering a 90-day program, and that program includes, and that proves, um, in that program, somebody texted me. I'm trying to get some people on here. So if that program includes being held accountable, that's a good program. You should not be out here still buying courses. I'm not knocking like whatever. Like at this point, you should not be out here still buying courses, especially not for thousands of dollars. All of these courses are reworked material. It's no reason to keep buying these type of things for thousands of dollars. If you are a person that's hell bent on learning something, you should definitely find you a mentor. And mentors may or may not charge you. And you should definitely find you a real coach. At this point, paying somebody eight to $10,000 for a course is asinine. Some of these courses have been marked, these eight, $10,000 courses, they've been marked down to $99, $29. Like it's pointless because the information is so readily available. And a lot of the people that's taking these courses have taken the information and they're offering it on YouTube or they offering it somewhere else. And you end up, you only can sell this course for so long, right? This is what's going on. So if somebody is in business and you are, finding your way through business and you find yourself stuck, why waste your time trying to bump your head against bricks? You may be bumping your head against bricks for 2, 3 years, for 2, 3 years, and some of these coaching programs are $10,000. Are you telling me that being held up for 2 years is worth $10,000? If it's a legitimate program and it's a legitimate coach and it's some accountability in the program, most of us are not going to be successful from a course. It's just not going to happen. You'll be successful from accountability. You could be successful from some type of coaching and mentoring, seeing somebody that's done what you're trying to do and can show you some things. But in order for you to get over the hump, you may have to pay for that. And that's okay. I've paid for it. I paid for it, and I have a free mentor. Like I have a mentor that seen me do something and was impressed with what I did and the amount of time that I did it in, and he kind of took me under his wing, gave me a lot of game, and even that he gave me a course that was like a $3,500 course, and I learned everything that I learned about business credit and built my own business credit up from that. So that was just something that I was blessed with, and you will do that because you're either going to work hard and get somebody to respect your work ethic. You're either going to pay somebody to teach you something, right? Or you're either going to do something so many times and fail so many times that you become good at it and finally don't need a mentor at that level. But no matter what level you're on, there's always somebody that can help you get to the next level. So even with me, I'm definitely not against being coached or mentored by anybody with some real game because it's some game, y'all. And I said it on the other podcast, I think like 3 days ago before became a little sick. But look, man, I built real life into a six-figure business. Like this a real brand, y'all. This a real brand, y'all. This a brand that I thought of. I remember thinking of a name in my head, and I remember just running through different things, and I'm like, look, I got gifted and talented already, and I love it, and I love what gifted and talented stand for. But I didn't want to make um my business credit and my credit business my consulting business. Basically, I didn't want to make that gifted and talented. I wanted to separate it because gifted and talented is an entertainment brand. And I'm like, look, I want to keep my entertainment brand because I still want to do music. And to be honest, I'm looking into getting into movies and things like that. So I'm like, look, I got to keep gifted and talented kind of separate from my consulting business. And for like 2 months, I'm like, look, man, I do not know what I want to call this consulting business because as I expressed on the last live, I had a consultant for a professor, and he basically was like, "Look, man, have you ever thought about this?" And I'm like, "Look, I did some music consulting, and I think that business consulting is actually a good idea because he was looking at it like the business plans I was doing, some of the other things I was turning in, and he like, dude." He was very successful as a business consultant. First of all, he was successful as an entrepreneur and became a business consultant. So and he was just telling me, like, bro, you got a natural knack for this. He like the people in here look up to you, and this is something you should consider. And he gave me like a lot of pep talks, and he gave me a lot of information and even his prices and everything. Like he was like, look, man, this is some good money you can make with consulting. He said, and no matter what else you do, you should always offer your consulting services because it's something that I think you'll be good at. And I'm literally like stressing about a name. And I was like, man, I need a name. And real life is something that I say in my music, like it's real life music. And it was something like natural to me. So I seen a lot of things going on in the consulting world. Like it's a lot of internet hype and a lot of like you got to fake it till you make it stuff. And I was like, look, man, people not going to get the best results from that. And that's not really my personality. So I came up with real life and it was just natural to me. And I feel like any type of business that you do should be natural to you, like any type of business. So I don't care if you a car, if you wash cars for a living, that's fine. You know what I mean? If you wash cars for a living, that's fine, but you should do it your way. You should do it your way. You have to find something that's natural to you because anything that's unnatural, people can tell, and you can get away with it for a little bit. For a little bit, you may be able to get away with it for a little bit. They say something like, you can fool some of the people some of the time, but not all the people all the time. And that's how business is. If it's something that's not really your thing, if you are running around and you are like the bling bling bishop, like you know what I mean, you a whole con artist, but now you a bishop, like that's cool, and it may work for you for a little while, but eventually people see you for what you are. You're a con artist. And it's the same thing with consulting. So if somebody is consulting and you see, oh man, you boo boo, and you deal with them, and the first time you deal with them, you realize that they FOS, you like, dog, I'm straight. So what happens is you get this one-time thing, and people deal with you for this period of time, and then they never come back for anything else. If you watch my page, I've literally signed people up for credit, then I've signed people up for business consulting. And most recently, I've done a lot of taxes because the people that I'm dealing with my credit have reached out to me for business consulting and they're reaching out to me for taxes because I've done good business. Your brand is yourself. You can go do all of this branding with colors and you can go do all of this branding with promotional pictures and flyers and different things. And I do a lot of that stuff too. And you can go get these gold business cards and it can be flashy as it want to be. But at the end of the day, your brand is exactly how you treat your clients and what you do with your clients. So if you are not a good business person, it doesn't matter how flashy your cards look or how beautiful your flyers are. You have to get your business in order because you can't fool all the people all the time. You can't continue to offer services that you really can't deliver on. And you can't keep selling people YouTube game because pretty soon they're going to see that you're a fraud. They're going to see that you're a fraud. So at some point, you have to give the people some real value. And that's something that I had to learn early on because my mentor, listen, if I showed y'all I really can I can log on here. I'm gonna show y'all my mentor page, right? I'm gonna show y'all his website, right? I'm gonna show y'all my mentor website, not to do anything, not to make anybody feel any type of way or anything, um, but I want to give him some love because he actually came out here and did a live with me before, but I definitely want to give him some love. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna share my screen and get this and show y'all this right quick. Give me a second, y'all. I just want to show y'all, man, what real is. This what real is, y'all. Shout out to Asim, right? So this is he don't know I'm doing this. It's not a like any type of little weird stuff, man. I'm just showing him some love. But with the way that Asim, even the colors, everything, Asim is like 13, 14 years into the business, right? And Asim had nothing to gain from dealing with me, right? Literally nothing to gain, right? And I think he took his prices down, but I think he took all his prices down, but Asim is very expensive, right? Business credit, funding, and we're doing some funding training. We're doing some funding training soon. I told him I was kind of busy with school, so we didn't go through all the funding training. But I just wanted to show y'all that my mentor um took his time to teach me something, right? And my mentor, as you can see, he's very established. He has nothing, it was literally nothing to gain from dealing with me. He seen me figure something out pretty fast and was like, look, you have the opportunity to be pretty good at this. Hey, Mark D, man, you need to come on here, talk to the people a little bit, man. I see you on here, you tuning in, talk to the people a little bit. So we just talking about entrepreneurship, and I was just showing them that my mentor is very established. My mentor is like very expensive to even deal with, whether it's personal credit, business credit, funding. He is very expensive, and he is very good at what he does. And he took a liking to me because of how I was handling my business. And no matter what, when I tell y'all, I can shoot him a text right now. If I shoot a text right now, he can be busy and he'll still say, I'm pretty busy. Give me like 20 minutes. You can't pay for that type of response. And if you are not being mentored or you have nobody to coach you, and you can only do that by being on top of your game or paying somebody. And a lot of y'all are trying to make Facebook and Instagram feel like y'all handling y'all business and y'all not really handling y'all business. And that's not good because the truth come to the light. And the people who need to know, they understand. So the people that you may need mentorship from or you may need some guidance from already realize you not really on top of your game. You not really on top of your game. And you got to be on top of your game if you want somebody to take the time out of their um program to come and give you some game. So I'm soaking up a lot of game from a lot of places, but mostly from a scene. I get a lot of game from a scene and I appreciate them. It's been about we going on 3 years. 3 years. And even if we got on the phone right now, we'll talk some personal stuff because we've developed that type of relationship. But we can talk for 2 hours on business. And I'm taking notes. And sometimes I'm figuratively taking, like literally taking notes. And sometimes I'm figuratively taking notes. But I'm always taking notes. And I'm pretty sure in our conversations, it's things that he's learned from me. Like I've even got him away from certain softwares. Like, look, bro, I tried this, I tried that. This one seemed better. And he like, look, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna try this out. You're right. I'm doing too much over here. Because what happens with a lot of people is that they're doing something so long that they actually get in the program of this is how this work. And me being fresh, I was trying new things like, look, man, this work a little better than what you using and blah blah blah. So, I try to offer some type of value too. And you got to do that when you're dealing with people. You got to offer people some type of value for them to want to deal with you. So, all of this goes back to the topic. I know it seemed off topic, but it's not, because in order for you to get the right mindset, you have to get the right people around you. And in order for you to get the right people around you, you have to think the right way, and you have to be doing the right things, because the people that's doing the right things don't want to waste their time dealing with you if you're not on top of your game. And that's just the way it is. So I wasn't able to get anybody on here tonight. And that's fine, because I was supposed to start at 7, and a couple of my people, they ended up getting into something. And once again, I apologize for not starting at 7. I didn't realize that I had to take my oldest son to football practice, and it was supposed to be over at 7:30. So I didn't want to start at 7, and then I end up going there and they didn't finish to 8, and I basically could have got on here on 7. So, thank y'all for excuse me. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm gonna probably go live. I'm gonna try to do this again tomorrow, and I will try to do it at 7 o'clock to see if I can get all my people on there, including Daryl, Clean Cats, folks. Couple more people, y'all, but Daryl for sure, because he tuned in right now. D folks, I'm gonna try to get you on here tomorrow. If we can do it about 7, we'll do it. If not, you know what? I'm gonna work on your schedule because I owe you one. Thank y'all for tuning in, and I'll catch y'all tomorrow.